You may notice that when it comes to the professional versions of my plays, I have less to say, and that is because genuinely I'm less involved. I hand it over to them and they do a great job, uh, and that's it. So, I Love You Mum. I was commissioned to make a shorter version than originally. The play was meant to be a one-act play, but I had so much really powerful and strong material. I wanted to do a two-act play, so I said to Fiona and Tim, "You've got to buy one, get one free." But for the professional show, they needed to condense that into a smaller frame so that it would fit into a 50-minute lesson with an optional workshop afterwards. And so I did take that, and it was really useful, again, having got to know the play really well by doing it with my youth theatre, to do that adaptation. I then had the choice about the professional, the published version. Did we want to publish the smaller professional play or the two-act? Very, very strongly I wanted to do the two-act one, because something that went from this was, and I was really happy about the structure. I like the structure of the first part going forward and the second part going backwards, and all of that has gone in the I Love You Mum tour. But what it does is very concisely tells the tale, and StopWatch in the first 3 years have done a fantastic job of adapting it, and this was the early publicity. There were no pictures of their group, so they had pictures of OYT on it, and some of those pictures actually aren't of this one, isn't even of I Love You Mum. But anyway, they had those pictures, and there's a picture of Stopwatch at the back and my little face. So that was the early publicity. I literally hand it to them. I don't attend rehearsals. I turn up probably 3 weeks into the tour and have a watch and say, yeah, that's great, and they carry on. I know Adrian very well, so I trust his work, and he appoints a director, and they cast, and it's over to them. They don't want me hanging around, I'm sure. So that's how it is. So one of the productions I went to see was at Christ's Hospital. And that was great because in it was Lewis, who was from our youth theatre, and I can remember us all having a conversation saying, and one day maybe one of you will be in the professional show, and so it came to be. Lewis did a whole tour, and it was lovely seeing him play Jack and a number of other roles in the professional version. This is another, again, used the Bloomsbury image of our little youth theatre man. Some stuff there about it. These are this is the programme. I think this must have been the Southwark Cathedral big premiere that they did with Ben. Ben, who I knew from Too Much Punch in Jersey. I can remember a conversation with Ben. I was watching the Too Much Punch 6,000th performance, having a coffee with Ben, and it came up that they were auditioning. So he got in contact with Adrian, and they cast him as the very first Jack. And there they are again, OYT appearing in the images. However, soon we have some stopwatch pictures appearing. And one lovely thing that happened in the stopwatch production, they adopted the coloured cubes, and they added coloured hoops as well. But with the puppet, which accidentally the hoodie, which accidentally we came across and we put people in, they changed it into becoming a puppet. So they got a puppeteer in to work with the cast, and they now have Dan appearing as basically the hoodie on a coat hanger, and it's a wonderful puppeted version. Very, very proud of that, and really bizarre how that came to be just through the person who we originally cast in OYT as Dan not being available for the performances. So that creative idea came out of a necessity, as so often they do. StopWatch have continued to tour incredibly successfully, incredibly well, and then this year, due to Adrian, whether he calls it retiring or withdrawing from professional theatre work, they handed it over to a friend of his, Wizard Theatre Company, with Leon, and this was, I think now, is it the 300th performance? Quite incredible. The 300th performance of the play, which was done in Croydon, in, I think, the college that David Bowie went to. David Bowie, a very significant figure for me. And that is very important people. There's Izzy, who's the drama teacher. Tasha, who played Fiona in the original OYT production. She'd just come back from working in Mexico with Tui. 2 cast members there from Wizard, 2 other cast members there from Wizard, and this is Fiona, and I said Izzy, and that's me. I'm honestly not sure who the lady at the end is. Might be from the college, or might be Joe Riches from the foundation. I think she's someone from the foundation. So a really, really significant event. 300 performances, and I think it's now entered the top 10 of my most performed plays. So it's doing amazingly well. It also was on. This is now not the professional production, but it was on at the Edinburgh Fringe. And Fiona and Jacob and Tim and myself and Rachel went up, and my Charlie was on doing one of his shows with Bailey Methodical Troupe. We went to see their production, both productions, and then Tim went to see something I didn't see, and I'm really sad I didn't see this. He saw an immersive production of I Love You Mum. So it's kind of taken off all over the place. And the most recent development is there's a youth theatre down in Dorchester who are, during this COVID-19 lockdown they are doing a online version, a kind of Zoom version. Very clever, very interesting, and I think they're going to make that available on YouTube. They got the rights to do the performance, and they contacted me and said, would we be able to turn it into a Zoom YouTube type production? I thought, wow, fantastic. And I think these plays are so suitable for those kind of socially distanced performances, because they started off as an interview, so you can mix it between the original interview and the location that they're in, and they really have some very, very clever ideas, and I can't wait to see it. So I Love You Mum has gone from strength to strength, and StopWatch and Wizard, thank you so much for what you're doing in taking this to so many young people in schools. It's quite an incredible achievement, and also StopWatch are the group who have taken Chicken out, but also to the Daniel Spargo Mabbs Foundation, who managed to support this financially and humanly as well. So wonderful, and a fine classic Wheeler play, I think.